Let's be real, choosing a roofing contractor, it's one of the biggest and maybe most stressful decisions you can make as a homeowner. We're talking about a massive investment that's supposed to protect your home for years, even decades. So in this explainer, we're going to break it all down and give you a clear, step-by-step guide to make that choice with total confidence.
So, let's reframe how we think about this, okay? You're not just hiring someone to nail a few shingles down. You are picking a partner who is responsible for the literal shield that protects you, your family, and everything you own. The right choice brings security, but the wrong one? Oh, that can turn into a nightmare that costs you for years to come.
And look, this really spells it out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got reliable protection, a higher home value, and just peace of mind. But on the other side, we're talking ongoing problems, surprise expenses, and decades of stress. The stakes are incredibly high, which is exactly why having a solid game plan is so important.
So, here's how we're going to tackle this. We'll start by setting the stage on why this choice lasts for decades. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty, verifying the vitals, evaluating their track record, decoding all the details in the paperwork, and we'll wrap it all up with a final checklist so you can make a decision you feel great about. All right, let's dive right in. Section 1. A choice that lasts decades. Let's really set the stage for why this isn't just a quick fix.
And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. The right choice adds value. The wrong one creates problems. It really is that simple and that critical.
Okay, on to Section 2, verifying the vitals. Think of this as your non-negotiable first line of defense against shoddy or even fraudulent contractors. These 3 steps are like your pre-flight checklist. Seriously, don't skip them. First, get their Kansas license number and go online to the state database to check it yourself. Second, make sure they're the ones handling all the local Johnson County permits. That's your guarantee that the job will be up to code. And number 3, and listen up because this is so important, have the insurance company send you the certificate of insurance directly. A copy from the contractor could be expired or worse, completely fake.
Now let's zoom in on one piece of that insurance puzzle, workers' comp. Here's the deal. If a contractor doesn't have it and one of their workers gets hurt on your property, guess who could be on the hook for those medical bills and lost wages? You. This is an absolute deal breaker. No workers' comp means no job, period.
So, once you've confirmed they're legit on paper, what's next? Well, now we have to find out if they're actually any good at their job. Welcome to Section 3, evaluating their track record. All right, so here's what you want to be on the lookout for. How long have they been in business in your local area? This is huge for avoiding those storm chasers who roll into town after a hailstorm and vanish a few months later. You also want a roofer, not a general handyman who just happens to do roofs. Look for that specialized experience. And don't be shy. Ask to see pictures of jobs they've done that are similar to yours. Finally, check for manufacturer certifications. That's proof they've been trained to install the specific brand of shingles you're getting.
And when you're looking at reviews, please don't just glance at the star rating and call it a day. You got to dig in. Check Google, check the Better Business Bureau, check other local sites. What you're looking for are patterns. Does the same complaint about poor communication pop up over and over? Or do people consistently praise how clean they leave the job site? Those patterns tell you the real story.
All right, time to talk about the part everyone loves to hate, the paperwork. But don't worry, we're going to make this easy. This is all about finding transparency and protecting yourself from those nasty hidden costs.
I want you to burn this number into your brain. 3. You need to get, at a bare minimum, 3 detailed written estimates. If you get any less, you have no real way of knowing what the fair market rate is or what a good proposal even looks like. This is your single most powerful tool for comparison.
Now, when you get those 3 estimates, you're not just looking at the final number at the bottom of the page. That's a rookie mistake. You need to compare apples to apples. Is everything itemized so you can see exactly where your money is going? Are they all quoting the same brand and model of shingles? How about the payment schedule? Are they asking for a huge chunk of money up front? That's a red flag. A clear timeline from start to cleanup is also a must. Remember, the cheapest bid is almost never the best value.
Okay, this is a big one and it trips up so many people. Warranties. You have to understand that there are 2 of them and they are completely different. The manufacturer's warranty covers the physical product, the shingles themselves, against defects. The contractor's warranty or workmanship warranty covers the labor, the actual installation. If the shingles fail, that's on the manufacturer. If the roof leaks because the shingles were installed wrong, that's on the contractor. You need both, in writing.
And when it's time to sign on the dotted line, that final contract, it has to be your fortress. If a salesperson promised you something, anything, It has to be written in that contract. The specific materials, the timeline, the payment schedule, the details for both warranties, who's responsible for cleanup, it all has to be in there. This document is your ultimate safety net if things go wrong.
Phew, we've gone through a ton of info, right? So let's pull it all together into one final, powerful checklist to make sure you're ready to make the right call.
All right, here it is, your cheat sheet. The absolute must-dos. Verify their license and insurance directly from the source. Get at least 3 itemized estimates to compare. Really dig into those online reviews and check references. Make sure you understand both the material and the workmanship warranties, and for the last time, get every single detail in that written contract. You do these 5 things and you'll be in fantastic shape.
Look, I know this whole process can feel like a lot. It can be super overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be a shot in the dark. By following these steps, you can systematically cut through the noise, spot the red flags, and make a smart choice. Now you have the framework you need to choose with real, genuine confidence.